Welcome to Storytime. Enjoy with me. Lisa in China, Part 3.
When Lisa wakes up the next day, she looks out of the window and sees that it is raining.
Oh no,
Says Lisa, disappointed.
what are we going to do now? We can't see much of Shanghai in the rain.
Don't worry, Lisa.
Hu Tian says.
We can still see a lot today. We just need to go above the rain.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm happy to follow you on another surprise tour.
Says Lisa. First, they take Lisa to the Shanghai World Financial Center. It's a 492 meters tall building with 101 floors.
We'll go to the third observation deck on the 100th floor.
Says Hu Tian.
I hope you're not afraid of heights.
No, of course not.
Says Lisa and smiles as she remembers her New York experience. Once they get to the observation deck, Lisa takes a look around and says,
It is fantastic up here. We are even higher than the clouds. We really are above the rain.
We are 474 meters, 1,555 feet above the ground.
explains May.
Have a look at the view. It's amazing.
What's that building over there? It's very interesting.
Lisa points out of the window.
That's the Oriental Pearl TV tower. We're going to visit it next.
Says Hu Tian. When they arrive at the Oriental Pearl TV tower, they visit the rotating restaurant. It stands 267 meters, or 876 feet above Shanghai.
This place is great. Hey, look! I can see the Shanghai World Financial Center from here.
Says Lisa, looking out of the large windows.
The rain stopped.
Says May. Suddenly, a rainbow appears in the sky.
Wow!
Admires Lisa.
How wonderful!
She has a great day in the Shanghai sky. After taking the last train ride of their trip, Lisa, Hu Tian and May arrive in Hong Kong.
I can already tell that Hong Kong is different from any of the other places we've been to. The cars are driving on the left side of the road.
Lisa says, during their taxi ride to the hotel.
That's not the only difference.
May tells Lisa.
The people here speak Cantonese. It is different from Mandarin Chinese, but they also have much in common.
Tell me some more about Hong Kong.
Asks Lisa.
I don't really know much.
Well, it is one of the most populated places in the world with an amazing culture. Hong Kong's landscape is also unique. There are hills and tall mountains, parks and nature reserves, and there are about 200 offshore islands. Visitors have a lot to do here. Just wait and see.
May says. After leaving their luggage in their hotel rooms, they head to the Peak Tram. It takes them up to the peak, the top of one of the nearby mountains, 396 meters above sea level. The view from the top of the peak tower is breathtaking.
Hong Kong's skyline is very impressive, as you can see. There are more than 7,600 skyscrapers, but that's not what makes the place so special.
May says.
Yes, it is a great mixture of amazing buildings and beautiful landscape. The view is fantastic from up here.
Replies Lisa enthusiastically.
Let me take your photo. The light is wonderful right now.
She tells her friends as she reaches in her pocket for her camera.
This picture will be suitable for the next photo convention.
She says and smiles. Lisa looks out of her window at the Hong Kong skyline. The place looks magical at night, with millions of lights shining.
It's my last night in China.
Lisa keeps thinking. She feels a bit sad about it, but she's also a little homesick.
I'm sure tomorrow will be a day to remember.
She thinks and goes to sleep. The next morning, the three young people go to a place called Aberdeen, on a nearby island. On the way there, They pass by a park in Kowloon City. Lisa notices a large group of people who are all standing in the park in strange positions.
What are they doing?
She asks curiously.
They're practicing Tai Chi, an ancient Chinese martial art.
Explains Hu Tian.
Really? Can we get off the bus and watch for a while?
Lisa asks.
Of course.
Replies May.
People who practice Tai Chi do a series of warrior movements very slowly, concentrating on their bodies. It helps them stay healthy.
Hu Tian tells Lisa.
How interesting!
Lisa says.
Would you like to try?
Asks a woman.
The class is free and it's only an hour long.
Lisa is thrilled.
May, can you take some pictures of me practicing? I want to show them to Ellie when I get back.
Next, Lisa and her friends take the bus to Ocean Park in Aberdeen.
It's a huge place with lots of attractions.
Explains May.
We're going to take you to see the giant pandas.
Wow, they are so big!
Exclaims Lisa when she sees the animals in the giant panda habitat.
But they're cute!
Pandas are in great danger. Only 1,000 to 3,000 remain in the wild.
Says Hu Tian.
How about a visit to Aqua City next?
Asks May.
That sounds great!
Lisa agrees. She's right. Thousands of colourful fish and other sea animals make their visit unforgettable. Lisa keeps taking pictures.
It will make a great article for the school newspaper.
She thinks to herself.
Ellie will be thrilled.
The three of them are tired, but their visit to Aberdeen hasn't finished yet. Hu Tian and May take Lisa to the famous floating village on Aberdeen Harbour. They call it floating because it is a village of boats.
This is incredible! There are so many boats that I can't even see the water.
Exclaims Lisa.
All these people live on their boats. Their lives depend on fishing and the sea. The boat people of Hong Kong have lived this way for centuries.
May explains.
Now,
Smiles Hu Tian.
since it is our last dinner together, it must be special.
So they go to the Jumbo Kingdom, a famous floating restaurant.
Give me a minute.
Says Lisa, and disappears for a while. When she comes back, she's wearing her Chinese red silk dress.
I bought it for a special occasion.
She says.
Well, it is a special occasion.
May gives her a big hug, and they sit down to enjoy their dinner. The lights of the floating village make the place look magical. The next day, the time has come for Lisa to say goodbye to her Chinese friends and board the plane back home.
I am sad to leave, but I will come back to China someday. Now I have an extra reason. I have good friends to visit here.
She says to Hu Tian and May with a smile.
We must stay in touch. Promise?
Asks May.
I promise.
Says Lisa.
And you must come and visit me someday too.
As she sits down in her seat, she thinks about her visit to China. The people, the food, the sights, everything was incredible.
Well,
She thinks, and a big smile appears on her face.
I wouldn't trade this experience for all the tea in China.